What's up, everybody? Yes, indeed, I am back, man. You guys already know what time it is with this cat right here. I don't talk about it, I stay about it. Well, anyways, people, today I'm gonna elaborate a little bit on that mentiroso Matt and what he was allowed to do. I guess he supposedly he ran with the homies in the streets, and when he got busted, he ran wood. And that's gonna bring me to talking a little bit about my hood, about the homies from my hood, if they're allowed to do that, because we do have homies from the hood that are white, and I will reflect on that a little bit. Just got to tune in, okay? Once again, though, man, this is a fitness channel with a twist. For those of you that don't know, I'm gonna let you guys know now. I always start out talking about fitness, nutrition, or overall health in general. Then I end in a twist. The twist is talking about something that's going on in the YouTube yada. But before I go and do that, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Put your notification bell on all. Let's get this channel up to 10,000 subscribers, people. Once I get that 10,000 subscribers, we're going to start doing lives on a regular basis. We just got to come together as a crew and come up with a designated date. Something that's going to accommodate my audience. You know what I mean? If I have to run in twice a week, 2 lives a week, I will. You know what I'm saying? These guys already know, man, this OG don't talk about it, I stay about it, man. And I forgot to take my earbuds out. So for those of you that think that I'm getting secondary feed from something or someone, no, I shoot from the hips, people. But let me give a quick shout out to my channel members, man. I appreciate you guys very much, man. I really do. But today, let's touch a little bit about pre-diabetes, man. Let me break it down to you what pre-diabetes is, okay? Pre-diabetes is a condition where your body doesn't use insulin as well as it should, okay? So insulin is a hormone that helps glucose get from your blood into your cells for energy, okay? When you have pre-diabetes, your body makes more insulin than normal, but your cells, they don't respond to it as well. This causes your blood sugar levels to skyrocket. Okay, so pre-diabetes, man, is a serious condition because it can lead to type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and stroke. However, it can be reversed with lifestyle changes, people, such as losing weight, eating a healthy diet, and exercising regularly. Okay, so now, with that being said, if you're ready to change your life, send me an email or DM me at High Power Fitness. Don't wait for your condition to get worse. Stay around longer for your loved ones, man, and start being that person they can be proud of. Invest in your health today and save in the future. Trust and believe. You'll be able to shake all them doctor bills, them, countless hours at the doctor's office so they could give you 5 minutes of their time to give you bad news. It's crazy, man. It's a no-brainer. You know what I mean? Make that investment in yourself today. It's priceless, man. I need to adjust myself here on this thing right here. Anyways, you can barely see my head, huh? You probably keep in mind I am new to this stuff, people. Well, anyways, people, let's move forward to what's going on. Man, let me adjust my umbrella right here, people. If my phone gets hot, everything's gonna be all bad. Everything's gonna go away. So I'm gonna lose this video, the footage, and it is what it is. Well, anyways, people, it's starting to get pretty dark, huh? Yeah, pretty dark, man. My mistake, me as a brother. Dark ass essay. Yeah, no, I get dark, man. It's the blood in me, you know what I mean? But anyways. Yeah, so let's go to Mentiroso Matt, and I'm gonna compare him to the homies that I got from my hood because in my hood there is a couple homies that are white, and I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna take it to Matt because I'm just gonna speak on what he said, and I find it hard to believe because I really don't think the homies from the San Fernando Valle, regardless of what barrio it is, if they fall under the umbrella that we do, they usually have the same get down as we do. What I'm referring to is like over here in the San Gabriel Valle. You know what I mean? We usually we're pretty much laced up the same way, same stilo to a certain extent. And one thing I could guarantee, coming from my neighborhood, any of my homeboys, and I'm speaking for the homies that are white, when they get torcido, I guarantee they're not going to run wood. There would be zero tolerance behind that. That would be, how should I say? That would be something that we would have to remove them from the hood. Let's put it that way. They would have to get courted out. And trust and believe, you don't want that. Really, you don't want that, because that's a form of disgrace to our barrio. Anybody that would do something like that, the repercussions would be not so good. Let's just put it that way. Well, anyways, people, that's enough saying that about my barrio, because I know for a fact, from my experience during my time here on earth and doing time, behind them walls, I've never seen such a thing. Now, I've heard of some whites going in there claiming to be Crips and stuff, and then once they hit the pinta, obviously they get lit up, and the real ones will ride it through. The other ones won't roll it up. The real ones, the fake ones are going to roll it up. And trust and believe, like I've said in the past, and I'm going to tell you guys today, when you think no one's watching, there's always someone watching. When you think no one's listening, there's always someone listening. So that reputation of you trying to go into that pinta being someone that you're not will follow you to the next joint that you land at. Guaranteed. If anything's going to be happen, if anything would happen, it's going to be happen in the reception. Yes, you may become a target on the main line, depending where it's at. But it goes deep into that, and I'm not going to get into that. Let's get back to fucking Mentiroso Matt. So this guy claimed that he landed in the county jail, the 9,000th floor, John Wayne, and a white dude came up to him. I can confirm that he was a white dude came up to him and asked him what race he was. He said he's white. So you run with us. Now, I'm going to bust your bubble. During that time that he claimed, the whites had it bad. Very bad. And that's why I say to this day, to become a wood, you had to have survived that 9,500. Because other than that, you were just a splinter. For those of you that know the definition of that, and I'm not being disrespectful or anything, this is just what I learned from the woods. Because there was a lot of woods in my neighborhood. Not from my neighborhood, they grew up in the neighborhood. They rode with us in the streets. Why? Because they were just like a homie that was just never jumped in. There was very few that were jumped in, and they ride it to the fullest. Their heart is brown. Obviously, they recognize who they are, their race, but they know what their surroundings are and what they're part of now. It's a life-changing decision that they made. This ain't something that just, I'm going to roll with it one day, be this, and the next day I'm going to be that. That is, and it's intolerated in my hood. You know what I mean? But this is where I think Mentiroso fucking Matt, Mohawk Matt, whatever his name is, he was confused. He was discombobulated. He spoke that he was the man. He was curb serving or whatever he was doing in the San Fernando Valle. So I could see the homies accepting him because he was a conecta. He might have rolled around with the homies, but honestly, I don't think he ever got courted in to any barrio there. If he did, this is something new to me, because I really don't think the people that I've done time with from the San Fernando Valle were riders. They were with the business. That would have been zero tolerance. That would have been a disgrace to the barrio. For this guy to claim the barrio and the calles and what, now it's okay to go in behind the walls and run with what your nationality is, doesn't work that way. It's just maybe times have changed, but he's claiming the time frame from when I was doing time in that county jail. And I guarantee, when you hit that 9,500 and you rolled up as a white dude, oh, you got the blues. The ones that fought and stood their ground, which were very few, and it was for the obvious, because you would get jumped on, you'd get pecked on. Those were woods. They were accepted. When they rode, we rode. Now I'm speaking during the time that I done time. Times have changed. There's the end of animosity, which is a great thing. It's brought out a lot of homies that have been slammed down for decades, you know. And I won't get into that, but it goes deeper, and it's none of my business because I don't live that life no more. But I'm speaking from experience. Mr. fucking Mentiroso Matt, I think he had his stories just mixed up, or maybe he really thought he was part of a barrio, because I don't see any barrio allowing something like that to go on. You claim my barrio, but then you land behind them walls and you run a different way. It's either you're all the way in or you're all the way out. There's no half stepping. Okay? And like I said, from my experience, all of my homies, the ones that are white, they ran the hood to the fullest, and they're still running the hood to the fullest. There's a couple rest in peace, but there's still a couple out there. And you know, they ain't gonna run wood. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but you got to do that from the start if that's what you are. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, there's a lot of woods in my neighborhood with the business. They kick it with the homies. They kick it. They're allowed to kick it with us because they're riders. When we land in the system, we show them love. They run with the woods, and it's okay because they were never part of our barrio. They're not from the hood. They're woods that grew up in the hood. Residents, some people may label them as that. Some of them woods call themselves Monte Woods, which was okay because they're not claiming what I stood for, what I stand for, you know. Well, anyways, people, I think that's enough rambling, but I just wanted to bring it to the audience's attention. Mr. fucking Mohawk, Mentiroso Matt, I believe he was a tagger. And the way he appears to me, he looked like he might have been one of them individuals that people took advantage of. Because obviously he comes from a family with paper. He just said his mom bought a fucking mansion in San Clemente. My goodness. He comes from long paper. Oh yeah, he's going to be accepted no matter where he's at. Why? Because he's funding the whole party. Real shit. For those of you that know what I'm talking about, you know exactly what I'm talking about, man. This guy funded the whole party. He didn't ask for anything. He supplied everything. And every hood has them individuals that we come across that are like that. You know, it's a trip, man. Life is a trip. Well, anyways, people, if you want to get started on your fitness journey, shoot me a DM or email me at highpowerfitness@yahoo.com. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button. Put your notification bell on all. Share this channel. Let's get it up to 10,000 subscribers. With 10,000 subscribers, I will start doing lives, people. And on my lives, all is welcome. Just come in, be respectful, and get it in return. Because if you come in playing foolish games, you will win foolish prizes. And my moderators, they're not going to be giving out chequeadas. Strictly removals. But there is an exception to the rule. You can buy your way back in. Now, with that being said, get up and get yours. Let's do this.